right, y'all. Welcome to We Are Something Else presents Smoke and Spiel. It's your boy Kaleo. There is my bro E-Rich. Hold on. You know, I don't even have the board set up, right? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. It's been a minute. We're not even live. This is like a real impromptu. The bros need to have a conversation because it is currently February the 1st. Happy first day of Black History Month.
Already.
All right.
Yep.
So, but bro, we know what 2-6 is going to bring. And this is probably the most anticipated album for the past 3 years. I mean, the hype has been going on for about 5, maybe 7. When did KOD drop? But it was probably before that. But KOD had the first iteration of the fall off of 1985.
I think you would know more than me because I believe it was at one point in time, I want to say 3-4 months ago, you and I were having a conversation about the first time that Cole said the word "the fall off."
Right.
And I think there's and I think there's even like somebody that has a site or like the J. Cole fan club, and they actually had like a timer, right? Or like the actual counter that says like the first time he mentions the fall off. So it's been a minute. You and I have discussed it plenty of times, thinking that we thought it was coming, dropping earlier, right?
It could have been any moment in the past couple of years we thought it was going to drop, right? We had the Dreamville speculation of it is Dreamville, like it is top, the fifth and final. It only makes sense to debut what if we, because bro, listen, he is famous, or Dreamville has been very strategic about putting out new music right before the festival. And I think this is to give everybody, some hype, maybe, something to ride into town to, listen to, hop your flight, listen to, just to get the festival kicked off, right? And it was that was the moment we thought, oh yeah, this is the fifth one. We're getting the fall off tonight, right?
I wish that would have been the best vlog to probably start off. Would have been the ride home, us talking about the actual, like, we were thinking that the album was coming out, right? Remember the whole conversation we had leading up to us actually leaving Dreamville.
Oh my god, going to Dreamville or leaving Dreamville?
Both, right? So we had the conversation, right?
Right.
Going to Dreamville, how we thought it just made sense based upon what it was, it was Dreamville,
bro. If you listen to, look, so we got the Dreamville mixtape, the one with Stick on it.
Yeah.
We got that 3 years ago, one of the festivals, right before one of the festivals.
Mm-hmm.
A year later, bro, we got Might Delete Later.
Yep.
Literally like 2 days before the festival.
Yep.
And he performed some stuff for Might Delete Later. And then it only made sense, bro. Like there's a couple dates, and we Dreamville has been very strategic about how they roll out their projects, right? Especially when it deals with Cole, right? Yep. And we hadn't heard anything from this is the last Dreamville. It only made sense. And then he did the 10-year anniversary of Forest Hills Drive at Madison Square Garden, and he said, "I'll see y'all next stop, Dreamville. Hopefully I'll have some new music for y'all." So it was like, oh, okay. We're definitely getting the fall off between now and Dreamville. And it only makes sense if we didn't get it on his birthday because it was the big 4-0. What drop the classic on your birthday.
Yep.
Get it then. We're like, okay, it's gonna be Dreamville. It only makes sense. We're gonna get new music for Dreamville. So that's all I have to say, bro. 2-6, we have a date, and we've been wrong the whole time.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if strategically Cole had this date picked out for a while, like because 2-6 is Fayetteville, right? And this is the first, and the date is going to be February 6th, 26. If it just makes sense to do 2-6, right? I don't know, or maybe it's just a coincidence.
I don't think he moves like that, though. I think I think there was, because we talked about it before. There are other dates that made sense that would have been for the drop. So just like you said, you put two and two. Again, I think he's cryptic in the way that it makes sense. It makes you think, and at the same time, once he addresses it, then you'll be like, oh, that's what he was doing, right? He'll let you know, no rhyme or reason, or I was just at the car wash washing the Lambo and I decided.
Bro, what a rollout for that though. So the thing is, the hint had always been there, right? We knew it was coming, and then on the JID, God Does Like Ugly, like the deluxe, which is just the extra song. Cole drops the ad lib after JID talking about he heard the fall off. And Cole said that thing it's coming soon, right? Bro, but yeah, to get it was like 2 weeks ago. We got the Lambo, we got the elevator waiting music with the guy talking about falling off, and then you see the Lambo truck, Cole washing. Now we knew, behind the scenes stuff had been floating on the internet. You knew Cole was in Fayetteville with the Lambo somewhere, just doing stuff. You knew something was in the works, but to finally get the official announcement, bro, I mean, it felt like the album was out.
It did.
It was a dope rollout. Like now, again, I'm gonna try to be as unbiased as possible during this set tonight, right? Because like you want to be, I'm a Cole fan, but also as us, being podcasters or entertainers, like we have to address a lot of elephants in the room and just the state of everything surrounding what's going on and what's been happening, right? Yep. And unfortunately, we have to dive back to Dreamville 2 years ago. Might delete later. 7-minute drill. We don't have to go too much into it, but we knew that dropped. We knew that was the elephant in the room of that night at Dreamville, night 2. That year. What was that? 2 years ago, right? 3 years. 2 years ago.
So
you were there, and we witnessed this. I witnessed this in person of the apology, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I can't remember how I felt right away. I was like, I don't think I felt one way or another about it. I was like, okay, cool. Like, okay. It's one of those probably post things that, that came afterwards, after the fact. But do you remember feeling anything that night?
I think because I was amongst a lot of, I mean, I might have been like the only K-Dot fan out there not just playing. No, I found it because we talked about it along the way. Like we kind of, if you will, documented like that whole process. It only made sense just because of how Cole is, right? I think as a person, I'm not talking about the rapper, whatever. I think the way that to address it at something that has his name attached to it, all his fans are there, and it's not just a subtle drop on a YouTube or a snippet of another song or or an interview, which he doesn't do a lot of, but in the same sense, it's like it made sense that was the element that he would get that off, right? Because I think the pun intended was the elephant in that just kind of festival, right? It just felt like everybody was anticipating something. They didn't know what it was, and I almost probably think nobody thought that was it.
Right. I think people were waiting for the stamp, signed, sealed, delivered. We're going to war, and instead, this is what we got now. And we're 2 years removed, and the feelings from, I don't want to spend too much time on this because we got an album to talk about, but the feelings have been up and down about what people want from another grown man to feel or to say or to how to react. I felt like all these folks that wanted war or wanted Cole to go to war is like, they rallied behind him to do something that I don't know if they would be prepared to do themselves, right? It's like you and I, right? I did the whole fake, impossible beef thing or whatever with Sean and Xavier, and I, mentioned names and all that, but it was fun where it was. Like, it was understood. I was just throwing friendly jabs at my brothers, and it was going to end at some point. It wasn't going to be detrimental to any kind of business we had down the line or friendships, right? Nobody's families got called out. It didn't get ugly. Kids weren't mentioned and all that. And can you imagine inserting yourself into a battle that may not necessarily have been all about you, and to see how ugly it got, bro? Like 2 years removed, we know how ugly it got, and it's still ugly because Drake is still suing. Like, I think he handled it the right way. There's still people who are bitter about the way it happened, right? Not every dope MC is battle tested.
But I wouldn't even go as far as, okay, so let's just say that's a true statement, right? That every MC is not battle tested. I gave you my analogy. I'll say it here so that the public can hear it as well, right? If it's you and I, and there's a third person, right? And let's just call this friendship. Let's just call it out. Let's just say I use my brother because he's not here. CB, right?
Okay.
Or I can use, you know what? I'll use Sean because he threw a jab at me earlier today on the DMs, right?
He definitely did.
So if the three of us are all cool at some level, right? But me and Sean really have that thing, and you are the middle person between the two of us somehow, right? Whether it's just I'm cool with both of them. They both can be my bros. They really just don't like each other, right? Yep. And I said, I think that Cole was in that position of, I'm cool with you on this level. I'm cool with you on this level. Y'all just don't like each other. I'm in the middle of this. It's a competitive three just because of the climate that we're all in, right? If we were all in the same profession, I'm not a rapper, but if I was the third rapper out of the bunch and I decided to start taking jabs at you and Sean, and let's just say me and Sean just really never saw eye to eye, or we've been doing that from back and forth, but you seem to see that it kept getting a little bit more intense over the time. And if one decided to cross the line and just say full blown, like now it's on, right? Let's go song for song. There's no point of you being in the middle of something that two other people really just don't like each other. I mean, this goes back to the playground, right? Everybody had the homeboy that they cool with, but then there's the other homeboy that I can't stand. But because my homeboy cool with him, I'm cool from a distance. Like that's an associate. I don't rock with him. As soon as he steps out of line, I'm gonna have to give it to him. And I think that's what happened, right? And Cole being who he is, just be like, bro, like I'm good. Like I can have it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no reason for me to talk.
This is not going to stay in the matter of rap. This beef is not going to stay
because
rap and bars.
Yes, because it's more personal. And at the end of the day, and I've said this time and time again, because people don't listen. They hear what they want to hear, but they don't listen. Dot addressed it and said, "You did Cole foul." And I think that was in regards to you putting him in a position that made it seem like you were wanting them to go, like y'all two to go against me, when he wasn't even trying to do that. He was still with the friendly fade. It's the friendly, just the competitive drop, again, the you and Sean type thing where it's just jabs for jabs. He said, I think I'm still Muhammad Ali out of the three of us.
Yeah. And the rap is all about vibrato, braggadocious. It's all about that, right?
Sure.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right. So, anyways, the beef didn't happen. We only got 2 songs from Cole since then. We got Port Antonio and we got Clouds. And 1 song from Cole last year was Clouds. Port Antonio was the year before, but it just finally got uploaded last year. All right. Port Antonio addresses, he addresses the beef, in Port Antonio. Go back and listen to it. I mean, it's just, again, people want to decipher bars and spin it any way they want to, and really it's all perceptive anyway, right? It's all about what do you think? I can say this, I'm going to CVS, and somebody can hear me something else, decipher that. Oh, wait a minute, he said he's going to CVS. You know what CVS is? CVS is where it just, you just don't take it for what it is, right? And in Port Antonio says, I wouldn't have lost the battle, I would have lost the bro. Meaning, like, my perception of that, here we go, the way I perceive that is, we're going to enter this, is going to get ugly, and at some point, somebody's going to cross the line, and nobody is going to say something or do something that we can't come back from, and the friendship is over, especially if it gets personal, right? So that could be on either side. And then the bar was, just because you don't shoot the gun don't mean it ain't deadly. And that's, again, we'll get into that because we haven't heard from Cole in a couple of years, and everybody wants to know. The world still wants to address something that he's kind of already addressed, and then the media. We know how social media has just taken over. And whether you like it or not, bro, guess what? There's still a big three, no matter if you say there's not or not, because people still have, even if it's not Cole, Drake, or Kendrick, people still have their top 3 or 5 rappers list, like who they think are the best rappers of all time or current rappers. But even if you don't do that, bro, these 3 rappers, or at least 2 of them, are still out rapping anybody that's out right now. So there's at least a big 2.
For sure.
Whether you want to put a label on it or not.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I'm not going to disagree with you on there's still 2. Right?
Yeah, right. But you know what it is.
We don't have to address that, but I agree with you, and I know we're gonna get into the lyrics, but I think that people also associated, Cole dropping Port Antonio like, oh, he didn't say this, or he only said this, but he didn't expound on it, right? He just dropped a little bit of this right here on it. And bro, we've said this like time and time again, and I hope, hey, listen, we know who we don't know, and stuff like that, and I hope they hear it. He's always been the type, he don't have, listen, like when you move the way that you move at a certain age, you don't do shit for other people. And I mean, it's just flat out, that's what it is. And he ain't never moved that way. You know what I'm saying? He moves the way he moves. That's why the people think of him the way that they do. His artists, like everybody was on Dreamville. Notice, like, if this was what it was after Dreamville and after that discussion, none of them had anything bad to say. They all was like, he did something that most labels wouldn't even do for his artists, and they don't talk about it. Why? Because it's not a big time situation. It's like that. If that's the type of dude, that's not I'm doing this right now. This is, I've been doing this, and that's why people rock with me, right?
Right.
And hold you for his bars.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get in. So we knew that there was a fall off era kind of a directory that was put out, Cole, somebody took a picture of it, could have been Cole, of all the projects laid out on a soundboard in the studio, right? And then you started to see things get crossed out. Return to Dreamers. I think KOD may have been on that one. It was a list, right? Mm-hmm. And towards the features run, that's what it was. And then you have It's a Boy, Fall Off. And I think the caption that night was like, I got a couple more before I'm out, right? So everybody's assuming this is the coup de grace, the curtain call, the bow for Cole. This is it for me. Or at least it could mean something very strategic. It could be just the end of just the era, just this era, and we move into something else with Cole, right? Because everybody has a peak, everybody has a decline. AJ Styles, I hate to bring that in, just is retiring because he doesn't want to be a mirror image of himself still wrestling and can't put on for the crowd. And that's why I brought that compared to 2. Right. So
it's a real thing though. That's a real thing. And to drop the other comparison, they just had that conversation about Braun. Like, it's the All-Star weekend. He hasn't played. He's not an All-Star. I mean, It's I think other teams are starting to see it. Cleveland played the tribute video. I think Braun just goes off quietly before we get sidetracked, quietly into the sunset. This is it. I think that's what it is. Or maybe one more. I don't know. I don't think Braun does a retirement tour. It's just too much. I don't know him personally, but I just think that he goes off quiet in the sunset. But the correlation of that, what I was saying, is with Cole, right? Like, does he stay true to like the album list, right? And if he does call it the curtain call, right, for the fall off, but like you said, could it be an iteration that he's still around, but in a different kind of for sure.
All right. So we knew the fall off is 10 years in the making. He said that he'd been doing previous recording sessions. He was particularly putting stuff aside if he thought it was just too good for whatever project, whatever he's doing, he's been putting stuff aside. And I'm assuming the stuff that he put aside is going to age well because it's probably personal records, right? It's not dated records, but it's more personal, like kind of, this is my life kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So we have been speculating on It's a Boy getting ready to happen because we know the fall off is coming. We haven't gotten It's a Boy yet. We knew it was still out there. We know the fall off is a double album as well. So we're like, bro, we got to get some birthday night. It's got to be It's a Boy. But instead, we got Birthday Blizzard, which is narrated by Clue. So it feels like a Clue mixtape. And it's paying homage to the 96 Birthday Blizzard. You know, DJ, if y'all don't know who DJ Clue is, look him up. Mixtape era was just amazing, bro. And the way they put this out here, obviously can't be on streaming because you got to pay folks. So you just put it on the website and you can either just pay anything, at least $1 to get it, right? So, boom, Birthday Blizzard. Track 1, Bronx Zoo Freestyle. In a Ferrari and Lamb truck, switching wide lanes, top down screaming out, "Them niggas all lame." Came up from the mud puddles, then it all changed. Living ghetto fab like my brother named Paul Kane, bro. Yeah, bars, right? Somewhere along the way, I hate to say we lost shame. You turn it. Okay, it's the ad-libs. Somewhere along the way, let's say we lost shame. Grown men peddling gossip of all things, bro. That's. Let me finish this. Then we can because are these subliminal shots? People, obviously, everybody around the world is wants Cole to be taking subliminal shots or not getting his shit off or not. In Cole in his rap career has always said that he's the best or he's better, and maybe throwing subliminal shots his whole career. If the shoe fits, wear it, right? Grown men peddling gossip of all things. I remember when it was rapping and ball playing. Now the bread and butter is yapping and parlaying. Oh man, your name's a big conversation. No, nowadays you can make a grip commentating if you master 2 skills, either dick riding or hating. Now, I've watched a lot of internet the last couple days.
That's a crazy segue, bro.
I know, right? And bro, people are saying, and I don't know how you feel.
All right.
That line right there is for Cameron. Now, I don't get that personally. I mean, it could be if the shoe fits, right? I'm just talking about as far as this first few opening bars. Cole was saying he's hearing what's happening. People run their mouth. A lot of people just gossiping, mostly men, run their mouth back and forth about this and that, about whatever it has been about him. And he's just saying that's just where we're at. The state of the world or the rap game is all about people just men gossiping. Thoughts?
Now, I won't dive too deep into that because not that last bar, but the parlay line, it felt more of a Drake line.
Parlaying?
Because the two, right? And the reason why I say that is because Drake been, he's pushed that whole whatever, that little betting game that he has, and now everybody, is kind of doing their advertisement for it, right? Which is
okay. So okay.
But you know what? So let me just disclaimer is I listened to it without thinking who the shot was for, whoever. I think, like I said, it's the era of if you're addressing somebody and you know that you address that person, you're gonna say that person's name. But at this point, if I don't say your name and you feel like it's about you, then it's about you, because if the shoe fits, like you said, wear it.
And that's the thing too, bro. Like, Cole's strategic. Cole's smart. He knows what everyone has been saying and what everybody wants. They want this man to go to war or not say anything at all. They don't want him to even rap anymore. They rather for him just because he decided not to go into a beef. They just decided they don't want to hear him rap or talk about or be braggadocious anymore because he just bowed. No, that doesn't happen that way. The man is still one of the greatest rappers out there, right? And okay, let's go back. Okay, Dick riding and hating. Just look around. The hating and the dick riding is blatant. Tell your mama your ticket to finally living out of her basement. Was found in a magical world in its engagement, and nothing brings that drama you might, and nothing brings that like drama you might want to. Okay, the way it's written down. Personally, I don't write comments. I write comments with draws from pictures and the pins to fall off. Okay, they want to know if this is the end all be all to this rap game. He's trained in CPR. I'm a whole new breed for those that wonder who he think he is. That thunder at night that wake up the sleepyheads just when you thought that your boy was completely dead. I mean, look, he's getting the shit off. Like, look, just when you counted me out, I'm back, right? With the whole game on his shoulders, not even straining to hold it, I can spin it around my fingers and bowl it. When I write, it's like I'm guided by the angels. I notice it's like the ghost of Christopher Wallace had come in and wrote it. First name Jermaine and it's goated. Never once has fame been the motive. Far from it, respected. Next up, my net worth. The best verse belongs to the nigga that should live in the Bronx Zoo. I stomped through on some King Kong shit, long ding dong shit. Pause. I rinsed off the sauce. Y'all got lost in all this false flossing, dog. It's exhausting, right? Now it's just like, look, he's talking money, right? All y'all niggas out here fake flossing. We know what it is, right? I hate these rappers like I'm Charleston White. Give arthritis to the authors. It's hard to write as hard as the God does. Y'all thoughtless to me. Stop bothering me. Young Simba, some niggas threw some hate my way, but only only thing they should say is, Cole, you like a father to me. We'll come back to that one. Let me finish it. The top ain't really what you would have thought it would be, and so I jumped off and landed back at the bottom and restarted at a level where I wasn't regarded as much, just to climb past them again and tell them all to keep up. I love it. Truly, I'm aging backwards. In the sandboxes, I play with trappers. The K's pop like Asian rappers. The bullets grazed the afros, piercing through front doors and left holes in your baby mama's favorite bathrobe. Thank God no one was home. I'm so in the zone. Might wake up at 4 a.m, start mowing the lawn, discover the snakes, pull up to your place and go on alone. Creep to your room, put 4 in your dome. If your girl scream, tell the queen, bitch, lower your tongue. As a matter of fact, go on your phone, add me on IG. I used to be top seed. Apology. Drop me way out of the top 3. No problem. I'm probably my best when they doubt me. Watch me, watch me, watch me. Let's go back to this young Simba line. Now, Cole's a smart man. Bars. We all know Cole called himself Simba. We had the young Simba, we had grown Simba, but then we also know the rapper Simba out there took a shot at Cole and Daylight when they were like kind of beefing a couple back when that 7 Might Delete Later came out, right? Thoughts?
I didn't take it for it to be a shot at Simba, but I mean the fact that he did, and I think he went back in the booth and said something. I haven't heard the reply, but listen, I'm not even that line. The rest of the, you can tell as you were reading that, or if you're listening to the song. If you haven't heard the song, go pay to just $1.
Cole, if somehow you're listening to this, I didn't fuck up your words, bro. The way the Genius has this written out is terrible.
Yeah, but like I said, he was getting his shit off. And what I want to talk about, or not to, kind of gloss over the Simba line, because I didn't think it was a shot at him. And if it was, then I call it a pot shot. We was talking about boxing the other day. It was a little pot shot. It wasn't really nothing crazy.
I'm jabbing you back.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the beat that goes on this one, though?
Victory? Bro, first of all 4 beats are bad boy beats. I don't know if that's I don't know what that is, bro.
That's where I was going. That the pettiness in me would have been like, that makes sense. That's a good play right there. That's
Right.
that's a hell of a play.
Look, it's the entendres, it's the perception. Like you don't, and guess what? Maybe we'll never know. Maybe it's not meant for us to know, and it's all speculation. It's all perception, right? We can believe what we want to believe right here, right? And I mean, I think it's strategic because there's some other dope mixtape era beats, or I mean, like he could have attacked, but Victory.
Again, you talk about DJ Clue. We're talking about the kind of not even the resurgence because I hate to use that word, but like him on the Clips album. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Kind of just digging up that nostalgia from that era. Like I said, we know what that mixtape Clue era was. That was when everybody was going at each other, right? That was the Jadakiss versus Beans. You know what I'm saying? That was a whole lot of everybody having a whole lot to say about each other.
Those mixtapes were like a Clue mixtape was so classic. And I know you're talking about like the professional series that was released on stream. Now we're talking about like those internet like mixtapes where it's the disc is just literally just the silver disc and the artwork for it is just like literally like a cut up piece of paper that somebody slid in. We just had to hurry and get it out.
Yep, there's a storm.
Had it on Saturday mornings. You could get like you get a live.
Yeah, it'd be like 25 tracks on that shit.
It was part of that crew. But first of all, that those mixtapes were fully loaded, right?
Oh, for sure.
You could have Jay-Z at track 15. Right? And then just like what an era. Okay, so let's go to Golden Goose. I mean, and we can, So I think Brooklyn Zoo is probably that might be my favorite one. I think a lot of people like that one, saying that that's their favorite one. Golden Goose, I think it takes a step back as far as like, the not anticipation, but more so how heavy hitting like Brooklyn Zoo was. This one just calms it down a little bit. This one is just bars, right? And it could be another subliminal shot in this one too, as the internet is saying. Cold the truth, got the throat and nooses. Grip never let up, though they hope it loosens. Nah, I'm on top. You can knock me off my spot. You can't knock me off my spot. Fuck yachts. I won't stop till the boat's a cruise ship. Till the whole world knows who got the gold acoustics. Only then will I spit like I co-produced it. A lot of rappers make dough, then prone to lose it. For crumbs, dumb niggas sold their soul to Lucian. UMG. So there's a UMG stab there. Okay. Universal distribution. But I own the music. Best nigga still breathing, leaving no confusion. Hop on every nigga song, abuse it. That feature run, bro. Catch bodies for my own amusement. Niggas cheating and I won't accuse it. If I said it, then I wrote it, stupid. Ghostwriting. I don't know. If I said I wrote it, stupid. I'm a star like the logo on my shoes. But this ain't no Converse, girl. They golden gooses. You know what that is, right? Yeah. A nice fella, but the flows is ruthless. And the culprit's 2-6. Where the closest you get to hope is Hope Mills Road. Cole has seen more beef than the folks at Ruth Chris. Teach a man how to fish, and the lessons is this: without a pole, you're useless. Catch my drift. I'm swift. So pole kind of gun thing. All right, I had to yell at your nephew real quick. My drift. I'm on my toes, you doofus, and that's why the hoes I'll choose this. That's why the hoes will choose this. They like, can I kick it? Like they wrote it for Q-Tip. Sure, but just know, baby, we don't open doors for Cupid. Or leave windows cracked. You've been on that. I'm worldwide. These niggas like a little known fact. They lack focus. They pores is putrid. Oh my God. Their pores is putrid from poison of all different sorts they using. From poison of all different sorts they using. If the stream say you're winning, why is your tours losing? Now, this is where some folks have said this is a Joey Badass shot. This is the but then we'll get into the some more of that. Okay. When the math ain't math, and of course you're juicing, that means the bots is boosting. But he's always been saying it for a while that, you know, that the numbers, you know, the numbers ain't right out here. Like people is juicing their numbers anyway. That's what the way the game is now anyway. Cut the tough guy image. It's not conducive to breathe. Don't gamble with your life because the ops is cruising. Word to Mike Vick, your dogs might get shot for losing. And I don't like those odds. So I stay in my lane despite every bit of dirt thrown my way. They'll never be a stain on my name. It's why I walk around dolly as if I ain't changed without a chain on my frame. Okay. Niggas can never know the pain of Jermaine, but I can't name a thing that I ain't overcame. I despise my celebrity. I ain't into fame. Don't be silly. Want the chili, similar to Usher Rain. When he sang in the rain. Hey, money bring respect in the game. Ain't it a shame how the things ain't a change?
I mean, listen, again, I had to pull up the lyrics as well, just because, like you said, Gene's got them just written. They could have like mopped out the difference from the ad libs and something else, but
bro, like half of this shit is bold, half of this shit is not, and you're like, okay, is whatever. But we're getting through it. But yeah, look, Golden Goose is you know, it's a good track.
Yeah, listen, I think it's always about for me, it's always been about versatility, right? One of the things we talk about all the time is we hear rappers nowadays, and I hate to say it like that, like we're old school, but it's just like, listen, if you rap, you rap. You know what I mean? The way that you switch up and have certain songs kind of create a different cadence, but also kind of make you get into a different bag of how you present your flow.
Yeah.
That's how this is, right? Like you said, this from track 1 to 2 is completely different. Like it has a different feel. So it's not one of those, clearly it's a mixtape. And we know mixtapes used to be like that. Mixtapes used to have a song on there, and then you'd be like, what the hell was that? And then the next song, it'd be like, you know, Murder, Death, Kill. You'd be like, whoa. It was just an R&B remix. You know what I'm saying? Somebody flowed over. Yeah. But I feel like this goes in the line with it. I mean, and I agree. I think that line is probably for
wherever the shoe fits, right?
For Joey, you know. It's one of those. I still, stick with what old boy said. He said the only badass we know is Boosie. So
okay. Winter Storm freestyle.
This one's gonna be tough.
What beat was that? That was Locks and Black Rob. What was the name?
Who Shot You?
Who Shot You is Winter Storm freestyle. Golden Goose was in Black Rob joint. It'll come.
I got you. Hold on 1 second. Come on. Oh shit. I just had it.
That was produced by E-Dot. And I live.
Okay.
All right. Winter Storm freestyle is Who Shot You? And so do we think Cole's been sitting on these, or some of these may be fresh? Because on Winter Storm it says, I'm in New York City right now. It's crazy right now. It's cold as fuck. I mean, that could be anything. I mean, if we knew it was coming out in the winter, he could have did it in the fall too. Who knows? But it's beautiful. You know what I mean? New York. Okay, here we go. Hey, yo, scrap everything I was working on. Stop right there. Hey, yo, scrap everything I was working on prior to the day the world decided to play. I got a brand new agenda. So are we saying that scrap fall? I mean, it can't be scrap fall. This is album 10 years in the making, or maybe we just got this too within that scrap, right? We got something new, right? He took a pause for a second, laid low, and had a brand new agenda, right?
Because the next 2 lines are absolutely crazy.
They're trying to keep up with your boy Harley. Bitch, I feel like Lori Harvey, how I ran through them niggas. Now I'm back for the winter, trying to outdo myself. No chain on my neck, but got a palpable wealth. I grew up in the heat of the South. You could melt because the summer humidity enhances stupidity. Memes say I'm humble, but trust this humility from witnessing violence and turn off utilities. No man that's rhyming can match my fluidity. I'm Michael Jordan and Edwards. Nigga, you kidding me?
We know what that line was. That was a double, right? Because remember, everybody was at one point in time like, yo, Ant gotta be something, gotta be Jordan's kid or something like that, because the way that he was going off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Cole gets older but grows new abilities. You didn't know I'm Xeno with Goku agility. Now, I don't know too much about Dragon Ball Z, but okay, I'm assuming that's a dope ass bar. Okay. Come witness perfection. These niggas perplexing, like witness protection got whole new identities. They start rapping, but what happened to the real you? What happened to the real you? I used to get self-conscious, real gangsters, and I still do around real gangsters, and I still do. Find peace with the audience you appeal to. So look, that's what it is. Look, whoever fucking with me, I done found peace with you, right? And that's what it is. Whoever rock with me, that's it. That's about finding peace, right? That's really it is about finding peace. Find peace with the audience you appeal to. Be yourself. Live in your real truth. Niggas, I feel, embrace hunger. What don't make you stronger will kill you. The pain will build you. God will heal you. Don't make your moves off a dollar bill. It's not as fail-proof. As say, following your heart the way, long as you have faith. The path pays tenfold. Me, I choose rapping over class 8 tempos. Okay. Back when rappers still was trying to pass the demos to A&R reps, I was dubbing Sally Mae, not paying off debts. Through the tallest alleyways, we would pray that our steps were protected by the Lord, because what I witnessed had all my niggas staying silent like that's none of our business. Okay. I'm in desperate need of commas like a run-on sentence. Shit. Okay. Like a run-on sentence, I'm trying to see greener pastures because preteens will blast you. It's not a lot of talking, but the gun's long-winded. No strap on my body. I'm an armed menace. I mean, no strap on my body. I'm an unarmed menace. That's all pin game right there, bro. That's bars. Strong track.
I agree. Yeah, that again, just getting off. You know what I mean? Just getting to it. You know what I mean? I think listen, bro. The one thing that we know, and like I said, we don't have to beat the dead horse, is that Cole drop bars, right? He spits in a matter of you go back and listen to it again. I might have missed something. You know what I mean?
You definitely missed it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The element of that has always been kind of like the cachet for me with Cole, right? And most people, I think, some people are like, oh, I don't want to have to think about it or figure it out or go back. Like, nah, you know what I mean? The nuance of the nuance of the rap or what he's trying to prove. Now, again, he's given where it's just been straight out, just, hey, what I said is what I said. If you want to hit you with the double entendres, triple entendres, anything that makes you just sit back and have to be like, damn, he just said this. And it goes into, like I said, that whole, the MJ Ant bar, like, people, like I said, it's a way to construe that on different levels. That to me is just like a lyrical kind of, master class right there.
Bro, this is just a 4-track mixtape over top of commercial, beats that we've already heard.
Yep.
And we're not even at the fall off yet. So here's the thing. This is first real music we've gotten from Cole since, Might Delete Later or whatever. Did you have a certain way that you wanted to hear Cole return the next time you heard him?
Nope.
Did you want him to address the elephants in the room? Did you want to, is he limited or not allowed to talk about him being a dope rapper or one of the greatest rappers, or talk shit? Is he not allowed to do that?
I think he should do it. I think in his own format, right? It can't be what everybody else wants or how they want it, right? Some people are gonna say, oh, he should have dropped a hit 'em up track. You know what I mean? Like, bringing it back to like, oh, then you're not gonna believe him because it's like, why did he didn't do that when it was at his highest? You know what I mean? When it was heightened. But at the same time, the rollout, we talked about this. Like, he stayed true to whatever he's got to come out with in regards to albums. We know what we're gonna get with a Cole project. We're gonna sit here and talk about it. We're gonna talk about whether or not it gets features or is it all Cole. How many people can have a full album and have maybe 1-2 features and it holds weight? Because a lot of people can't hold that. They can't do that. Right. We're gonna be skipping over shit that some people come out with because after the first 4 or 5 tracks. Right. So bro, listen. At the end of the day, we talked about it. We want good rap. We want good music. We want Cole. We don't want the version that he knew that he had to step away from because it's not going to sound like him. Right.
Okay. Let's get into 99 Bill freestyle, Money, Power, Respect. Kind of reworked, right? I orbit the earth whenever I'm recording the verse. When I'm ready to drop, said he gonna report on it first. Play my album for the corpse in a hearse. It's so live that the flow can make the rigor mortis on a mortal reverse. These niggas reckless. Wait a minute. These niggas reckless, trying to disrespect the Lord of the church. Get disconnected from your source, just like the court at your birth. Okay. I'm from an alternate dimension. I got lost in this one. Yeah, okay. I'm from an alternate dimension. I got lost inside of this one. Now I'm walking around looking for a portal that works. So keeping the same cadence. But all the perks of rhyming make it harder to search. The tormented poet I know, I'm making more than I'm worth. At one time, my neck and wrist was having so much ice, you'd think I'm getting deuces deported to border and turf. Jesus. These niggas swear they doing numbers, but it's more to the story. You bust it down, it's botted streams and kids ordering merch. Damn. When niggas hate, it's like a blessing in the form of a curse. I've been anointed since a quart of water slaughtered my thirst. You know what the quart of water is, right? Hug juices?
Yeah, we know what that is.
Okay. Songbirds want to swallow my girth. Songbirds want to swallow my girth. I'm off the market. If life is truly a movie, God is the art department. Wow. The only way of describing this way that I'm rhyming is picture Jeffrey Dahmer walking a carcass across the carpet, the Marshall Faulk of the roster with all-star offense. Outside of the music, I'm as cool as your water faucet. I stay to myself. I ain't talkative. Y'all taught me not to have a heart-to-heart with a monster. They all too heartless. Like the skeletons that these fellas locked in the closet, I smelt it from the jump because it felt too awkward around it. I felt back my dog in heaven pushing Hellcats would tell you. From the beginning, I wonder how could I dodge it. Dodge Hellcat. Shout out to Beezy. We talked about this Hellcat today. From the beginning, I wonder how could I dodge it. Okay, this beef ain't real, so it ain't no reason to squash it. The game ain't neither, so it's easy for me to pause it. Beef ain't real.
That's the address, but I think it's him addressing the beef with him, and maybe Dot ain't real. But if you look at the other line, right?
Which one? The beef ain't real, so ain't no reason to squash it. The game ain't neither, so it's easy for me to pause it.
Right. So that's him and Dot, right? It's not real because they don't have a real beef. But I'm saying the one before that, y'all taught me not to have a heart-to-heart with the monster. They all too heartless. Like the skeletons that these fellas locked in the closet. I smelt it from the jump because it felt too awkward around it. He was around, you know who, the whole first person shooter. That's why I feel like it felt like he was being led into something that really wasn't about him. Like there was no need for it to go that route.
Okay. with one verse, I disassemble narratives, your theories get killed. The murder weapon with superior skill, selling drugs to your stereo, sincerely it feels like overdosing off a myriad of various pills. You're not alone when you experience ethereal thrills. Even niggas burning to hell when they hear me get chills. I'm a 99 buildup from the Ville, signing mighty fine deals, signing mighty fine deals, okay? This year's total was 95 mil. Okay. So why do I grind like I'm trying to retire my mom's out the post office? From St. John's to the league like a Mohawkless. I loaded the whole cartridge on foes who's wholeheartedly opposed the chosen one that rose like the golden sun in the morning to give light to even those that shun. Rays from the flows radiate the globe, melting snow on the frozen tundra, known as the rap game. That's been overcome with loads of marketing plans based on randomly dissing and hating on the next man. I understand. Imagine work hard as you can on the album you plan, hoping it charges your brand, but as soon as you drop it, the world's ignoring it again. Got you wondering why till you start notice the trend. Drama enhances the attention brought to the fans. Only pop on popular channels, so you want to hop on the band wagon, a battle rapping, throwing shots in the jam. I had my chance, but I dropped it. Okay, this is the part folks are saying could be about Joey. Okay, wagging the battle rapping and throwing shots in the jam. I had my chance, but I dropped it, which means my only options was to do the opposite then. Lead with the skill, nigga. If hip hop is back, JID should be chart platinum. Anything less than that, it means y'all capping. The fall off is dropping 2-6. Stop asking. I want to thank God because I almost lost passion. Thought that I was finished, then it start crashing. Made me remember why God start rapping. I'm pissed because the Knicks should have hired Mark Jackson. I'm hyped. Mike Jordan just started broadcasting, and all the old rappers getting bags podcasting. It's beautiful. Yeah. It addresses a lot, man. These four, and you know what? That's the thing, too. So maybe we get all that out the way, address everything you need to address, and then we don't get anything. We can talk about the fall off when it drops, but we don't get any of this on the fall off. The fall off is going to be what it's supposed to be. Like if it's the top, and you know what? And that may make sense. If the fall off is supposed to be a classic, it's a perfect album. I think you leave all that negativity shit in these four songs right here, and you go and drop one of your greatest projects or your best project ever. You don't even taint it with any of the beef talk or these bloggers, right? You don't even address them in your I guess your coup de grace, your curtain call.
Yeah, because there's some definitely some dick riders out there, Maul, that it don't matter what he do, it's going he can still, like, if we let's say that's the play, right? Fall off comes out and it's just all just dope songs, lyrics, the whole nine, barred up. You know, it's a cold project, right? The way that we know it to be.
Yep.
So some of these ones, and like I said, Maul and Rory, for whatever reason, just have that out for him, is that they'll still find something that he'll say within the fall off and say that's him addressing this still, whatever the case may be. And listen, man, that's what I said. I think at the end of the day, if you truly about just listening to the music, you getting the bars and you taking it for what it is and how the album is going to be put together. If you still hanging on, I need to hear this, it ain't for you then, right? Like you have not matured your ear to hear what's next from Cole, knowing that this is, like you said, a 10-year album in the making, the rollout, everything that he does for an album. If you still on that, then like I said, but then that's a no-win-win though.
Right. And that's the thing, bro. Like going down the rabbit hole of social media, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it may be, like you fall into the bait of what these internet bloggers, podcasters want you to fall into, and that's getting caught up watching the comments, watching the content, being in the comments, so they say outrageous shit that they can't truly believe themselves off camera, or in real life. But because I say it on camera, it makes it seem like I feel this way. And, but you've got people that's what their career is about, right? And, if that's what it is, that's how you get your content, that's fine. And it's just like that always won't be there. Like if you still feel we're 2 years removed from a moment where a man chose his mental health or personal reasons to bow out because that's not how he wanted to be. If we're still on that moment and we're still trying to harbor feelings about somebody else, another man's decision that didn't affect us personally, none of us, we don't know Cole. That's what I'm saying. So his decision should not affect how I feel about him outside of it's not a bad example, but Kanye West, outside of whatever else goes on in real life, I don't care about. Music, Kanye West still puts out some good music that I can rock with. Personal wise, I'm not invested, right? That's not for me to make any kind of opinion on what happens personally, right? Now, again, personal reasons, whatever matter Cole decided to drop out of, we all had feelings processing it, but when you realize, bro, I'm not harboring or I'm not sitting on that 2 years later. That, drop what you want to drop. I'm excited for the music, bro. Give me the fall off. Give me the hype around it. I want music.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about. But like you said, some people get paid to make comments because they got to run their ratings up, even if they don't really need it. You could say, did he address it? If he didn't, cool. If you still sitting there and gonna be butthurt about him not saying something, that's no different from any other rapper who had battles where they lost. Jay lost to Nas. He still came out with albums after that, and nobody was like, bro, how can you talk about yourself in this limelight if you lost to Nas? You know what I'm saying? So it's a different time, bro. And again, I just think because one person fully got their ass whooped, they was just hoping that somebody was going to even out that playing field, and they thought Cole was going to be that, but Cole was like, this is not me. This ain't for me. And if people don't understand that, they ain't it. Like you said, they haven't matured in as well as life, and their ear hasn't matured in the sense of music, bro. So listen, I'm excited for it. I hope we get a great album. I know we're gonna talk about it on the pod. We probably gonna be right back here on Smoke the Spill, talking, doing the call. So that's what we here for. That's what I'm waiting on, and all the other shit is just for the birds. So, and also, if you listening to this, definitely come on the pod, bro, and talk about the album. You know what I'm saying? Come and holler at us about the album.
And then look, we are official now. WRSEpodcast.com, where you can find all things We Are Something Else and get your merch, all that beautiful stuff. And that's all I got. All right, bro. We can rate it if you wanted some mixtape. It's 4 tracks. If we had to give it smoke rings, how many smoke rings are you going to give Birthday Blizzard?
I give it 4. Give it 4. The bars are the bars. I get what he was doing with the beats that he had on. I think for me, because the nostalgic piece of a mixtape, like I would have wanted, like, even if it was like 15 tracks, but it was like, like only a minute and 50 seconds, right? Because that's used to be like the mixtapes, right? It'd be like all probably the hottest, kind of things that were going on around that time. I think if he would have did like a Bad Boy or who else was probably on at that time, whether it would have been Death Row, maybe some, some Dre beats, some Swiss beats, or even what's my man, Just Blaze, I would have felt like he could have definitely gone off of that. So that's why I give it 4.
All right, I'm gonna give it 4 only because we had to wait 2 years to get Southern Coast since Dreamville. But it's dope.
Critic, bro.
It brought back a good era. And we'll see what the fall off brings this week. But that's all we got for today. All right, y'all. Peace.